we'll just jump into this because I know obviously you guys have a busy day and we only have such a short amount of time here. I'll start with you, Doctor. Just why we're all here today. What really is recurrent pericarditis, and what are the symptoms of this disease?
Yeah, so thanks for having us. So to give you a quick overview, the pericardium is the fibrous sac around the heart. And when that sac gets inflamed, that's what's called pericarditis. In the vast majority of circumstances, we don't know what causes it, though occasionally it can be caused by a number of other conditions, such as open heart surgeries. The main symptom is chest pain, and not just any chest pain, but chest pain that is worse when you lay down, chest pain that's worse when you exert yourself or take big breaths in, but can also be associated with substantial shortness of breath and fatigue and just generally feeling unwell. If you get diagnosed with pericarditis, most patients do well with standard therapy, but up to a third of patients can have recurrent symptoms that last for months or even years, and those patients have what is called recurrent pericarditis, or RP.
And obviously, Henrik, this is near and dear to you. With such a disease and situation like this, just talk about your diagnosis and how it obviously impacted your personal life and also your playing career.
Yeah, it had a massive effect on my life, on my career. It forced me to retire. And, when I was diagnosed, it was a lot of emotions and a lot of unknown as well, because I didn't really know what it was to start, and then what that meant, treating plan. So through conversations with my doctor and putting a plan in place, I felt a lot more confident. I did try to come back, I would say 4 months after the first diagnosis, but realized pretty quickly it's going to be too much of a challenge. So made the decision to walk away, retire from hockey, and move forward with different things. So the key for me was to just educate myself and fully understand what I need to do. And I do have setbacks at times. Again, like Doctor talked about here, recurrent pericarditis, you do have flare-ups, and I've had a few over the last 4 years, and now I know what to look for, the symptoms, the pain, and how I feel sick and tired. So just very important that you listen to your body when that happens, and cut down all the different physical activities to make sure you heal quickly, and then eventually you can go back to live a happy, healthy life, which I'm doing right now. I feel really good.
And that's awesome. And I know you said you obviously needed to educate yourself, and now you're kind of educating others with this Life Disrupted campaign. Henrik, if you don't mind just touching upon that campaign, what the goal of that campaign is, and what you're really doing to better educate people.
Yeah, I think that's step one, when you feel symptoms, is to educate yourself what is going on. So I think through this campaign, which felt like a very natural fit for me to join and talk about it through our website, through different social media stuff, lifedisrupted.com. You can find a lot of information about RP and treatment plans, but also in the end, it's about take action, and talk to your doctor to, again, get a good game plan in place, because that will give you more confidence and ease, I guess, because it is a lot of uncertainty. So that's why we're here. That's why I feel really strong about, working with Kinexa and talk about it to help other people out there. There's a lot of people dealing with it. There's a lot of people that haven't got a diagnosis yet. They probably don't know what's going on. So through this campaign, we hope to help a lot of people.
For sure, and it seems like a very important campaign, an informative one. I know we're running short on time already. Henrik, if you don't mind, we're in Albany, New York. Big Rangers fan base here, obviously. If you don't mind asking a couple questions about some Blue Shirts hockey, I know obviously you're still very in tune with the team. It's early on into this season. They're 6-2 through 14, struggling offensively here and there. New head coach with Mike Sullivan. Just what's been your breakdown of how Coach Sullivan's been so far this year?
I love their structure. I think that's been a huge improvement. It's structure in their own end. I mean, the season has two sides. You look at the road record and you're like, wow, they're off to a great start. And then you look at the home record, it's like, that needs to improve. So scoring goals at home, obviously that's going to be a big thing. And I really hope they can turn the corner here over the weekend when they have another home game, because there's no better feeling than to win in front of your own fans and to build confidence that way. But overall, I just, again, see more structure. They're giving up less in their own end. And that's important when you play 82 games. Of course, people, fans especially, want good results all the time and wins, but it's also important to get that structure in place early on, because it's going to win you a lot of hockey games. So I believe in them. I hope it's going to turn at home, and they're going to, again, start building that confidence.
And the Islanders this Saturday is definitely a big one. It's kind of been, they're playing well-rounded hockey, but they're struggling to just find the back of the net in games like that. Obviously, Igor's a great goalie. You were one of the all-time great goalies. In games like that, how do you kind of keep your head, in check and just know I got to continue to do my job, and sooner or later this is going to come through?
Yeah, sometimes it helps your focus, because you can't afford any mistakes. It puts more pressure on you as a goalie. And I remember years, especially under Torts, where we didn't score many goals. We won 2-1, 3-2 maybe. So with that in mind, as a goalie, you go into the game and you have to be locked in. Sometimes you play for teams that they can score 3, 4, 5 goals a night, and sometimes you can get a little sloppy. So I think Igor, he's off to a great start. He's aware that he needs to be on for them to win. So it doesn't have to be a negative sometimes as a goalie when you look at it that way.
And my final question before I obviously let you guys go, again, 82 game season. April is a long, long ways away. But from what you've seen right now, and I know this is a tough question to ask because it's a small sample size, is this team a playoff caliber team? Do they have a lot to work on to get there? What does this season kind of end with? Will they find their way into the postseason?
I do think they're going to get in. Again, they start with the structure, goaltending, special teams. They just need to figure out the goal scoring at home, and they will be in a good position. The exciting part is, you look at the East, a lot of teams have improved. Right now, you have Rangers, Florida, and Washington in the lower part in the standings, and we didn't expect that. But the separation between the teams are so small. So it's important, if you lose a game or 2 games, you need to end those streaks quickly to stay in the race. I think it's going to go down to the wire. There's going to be a lot of teams involved to try to get in, more than we've seen in the past. So it's going to be a great year of hockey for all the fans.